Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all very well. Today we're doing a moments in time. It's not a particular one date. We're looking at a month today and something that happened in that month back in 1995. Yeah, so we're going back to November 1995, and many of you might have noticed a certain gentleman here to my left. Who's obviously the subject of this episode of the Citizen Vlogs. Please, if you're new to the Citizen Vlog, past and present, this is a City Past. Please push that old subscribe button, push the bell notification so you know all these little vlogs are coming out and information vlogs on City and City Present. Obviously, I look forward to as I'm recording this. Obviously, you'll be seeing it a bit later. The season will be well underway now. I'm recording this before the new season starts, before the 2021 season starts anyway. So please check out all my City presents as well as my City Pass. Yeah, so it is unusual. It covers a month rather than a specific date. We look at sort of managers coming and going and matches and players, etc. But of course, in the history of Manchester City, there have been many low points. There have been many cloud has a silver lining. There's been many high points, especially quite recently. But if you asked any City fan at the time, November 1995, there was a phrase with Alan Ball in it, and to give us four words in that phrase, I'm sure there would have been many expletives and many very adjectives used and very flowery words used. But during November 1995, his managership of our great team would lead now to an infamous headline, wouldn't it? Alan Ball, Manager of the Month. Well, yeah, how did this happen? Well, join me as we look back at November 1995 in this Manchester City history moment in time. Yes, Francis Lee was our knight in shining armour, wasn't he? He brought his old mucker, old mate, Alan Ball. He's a World Cup winner. I don't know if you knew that. If any of you are aware out there, he was actually a World Cup winner, you know. Yeah, he brought his old mucker Alan Ball back to lead City to the promised land, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, we were all a bit sceptical, to say the least, weren't we? What a season we were having as well. I mean, we were talking the 95-96 season in the Carling Premiership, as it was. By the end of October 1995, we sat rock bottom of the FA Carling Premiership. City of the Dead was one of the headlines that had been used in previous weeks about how things were panning out for this season. We played 11 games and we just amassed a massive 2 points, just 26 points behind the leaders at the time, who were Newcastle United, who were making quite a fist of it, weren't they? And with another certain gentleman in charge of them that would obviously have a connection with City at some stage. We scored 3 goals, conceded 21 in 11 league games. We had actually progressed in the League Cup. We'd beat Wickham over 2 legs, 4-0, although we won 4-0. We unfortunately drew 1-0 as well against Wickham, which was another bit of a low point in that season. Yeah, the 2 points came from an opening day home draw with Tottenham, and the last home game before November, the last home game we played towards the end of October, a 0-0 draw with Leeds. So 2 draws with Tottenham and Leeds at Main Road. And our last league game in October, before the month of November. I mean, any thoughts of Mr. Alan Ball getting manager of the month for October? We're a million miles away, and our last game in October was, yes, at Anfield, where we don't want to go, really, do we? We just literally just been absolutely panned 4-0 in a Rumbelows Cup 3rd round at Anfield, and 3 days later we got panned 6-0 by Liverpool at Anfield. And obviously the City fans, especially at Anfield that day, were a little bit perturbed and upset, to say the least, and more so when you read the newspapers yesterday. Mr. Alan Ball commented after the game, or obviously we're taking this out of context and there's various other things said, but he did actually say in the interview, I did enjoy it. I enjoyed what Liverpool did. Yeah, well, say that to the fans, mate. I mean, I don't think we did at the time. So yeah, it was the little trepidation. We approached November. I have no idea who was managing the month in October. It might have been a Newcastle manager, perhaps. Who knows? But I certainly with trepidation that 28,397 turned out for the game against Bolton Wanderers on the 4th of November. So just before Bonfire Night. So obviously all the all the things with fireworks, etc., wouldn't be used for this, would they? Because it's the 4th of November, not the 5th of November. A local derby, of course, against Bolton. That's what some people were calling it. I don't know where they get that from. But yeah, it was with some care we approached that game, and 28,300, of which I was one in that crowd. My lad was with me as well. Yeah, but the headline said it all. I mean, it was November, it was a new month. Who knows what could happen? We had the headlines: Buzzers Boy ends City pain. We've got Summerby lights the blue touch paper. We've got Blue Heaven. We've got Franny enjoys a drink. Oh, lucky old Franny. Yeah, Nicky Summerby goal on 11 minutes. Earned us the 3 points, and it actually had been the first time we'd been leading in a game that season in the league. So it's the first time we'd actually been 1-0 up, and we managed to hold on to it, fortunately. Just looking at the game, we got some Alan Ball's comments after we'd played the game against Bolton. This is from Bawley's verdict in the MEN. It was probably understandable that we got a bit edgy after waiting so long to get our noses in front of a league match, but considering the pressure we were under, I thought we played some terrific football, particularly in the first half when King Clancy seemed to have a hand in everything we did. Despite our problems, I have never stopped preaching the need to play good football and entertain the paying customers, and you would have to go a long way to see a better goal than the one that was scored. I had to take Nicky Summerby out of the firing line for his own good a month back, but he has worked very hard to get back into the team, and he gets his reward today. I was delighted for him, and I hope he goes on to get a lot more, because I keep telling him that he should score more often. There was a lot in our performances which pleased me. We were at our best in the first half when we overran them in midfield and created some good chances. All credit to Bolton. They took a striker off and brought on an extra man in midfield, and that made it much more difficult. But the main thing was that we got the victory, which we have been waiting for. I was delighted for the players who have worked so hard recently, and delighted for our supporters who have been magnificent all season. Got to say that, haven't you, really? There was a lot of relief about the place when the final whistle went, and hopefully this result helps us to relax and start building up our points over the weeks to come. So yeah, it's a good start to November, wasn't it? 4th of November. So first winning under our belts. I don't think there's any much more we can really say about that. That was pretty good. So that was Alan Ball, quite happy, and I think City fans were okay. I mean, we're not going to carry away the 1-0 win over Bolton Wanderers, who were actually, actually down there with the dead men like us anyway. So it was a sort of bubbling City. Franny Lee was probably still on his champagne that hopped over the Pennines to Hillsborough 14 days later. There was a bit of a break. I don't know if it was an international break or whatever. I'm not too sure at the time. 14 days later on the 18th of November, and despite only a 1-1 draw, unfortunately, Sheffield Wednesday, at least it wasn't a defeat. Lomas scoring for City. Paul Hince writing for the Manchester Evening News, announced the pieces are slotting together. Yeah, okay, Paul. You've always been a good judge, mate. Bawley was equally as philosophical in his summing up. So again, looking at Bawley's verdict on the game against Sheffield Wednesday, little by little it is starting to come together, and I was chuffed by our performance today. Perhaps it was looking at Paul Hince's match report, I'm not too sure. Some people say you've got to battle and scrap your way out of trouble, and I would not disagree with that, but that doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice your footballing principles, and I thought that some of the soccer we played out there was first class. The lads hate being where they are in the Premiership, and they are working tremendously hard both in matches and in training to improve our position. There is no way we looked a bottom three side today. In fact, there's only one team in it during the second half. It was an awful decision which led to their goal. I'm not complaining about the penalty award, but their player was blatantly offside when he got the ball. But we battled back from the setback and got our reward, because there is no way in the world that we deserve to come home empty-handed. Flitcroft and Lomas worked tremendously hard, and even the Wednesday fans must have enjoyed watching Kinky. Take my word for it, the boy is some player. But I can't really single out individuals, because I thought every one of my players did themselves and their club proud. They have been through a very tough time this season, but they haven't booked. They have come to terms with what is required of them, and if they carry on like they did today, we won't be in trouble for very much longer. So there you go. Still bottom of the table, unfortunately, with 6. So, but we'd amassed 6 points. We were closing the gap on the teams above us, which included Coventry City, Bolton Wanderers, and Wimbledon. They might have something to do with City as well. So yeah, it was Wimbledon up next, wasn't it? There was The purveyors of anti-football, Wimbledon, arrived on the 22nd of November. We had a couple more main road games, home games, now to finish off November. Wednesday night, 22nd November, the lowest crowd of the season for that one, though, 23,617. I'm sure there wasn't many Wimbledon fans there. I can't remember. I don't remember how many Wimbledon fans were there. I was there that night again with my lad. It was the lowest league crowd of the season, so we did have a couple, 23, 24,000, but most of the crowds were higher than that. But even there, the Wimbledon Dogs of War couldn't stop Bowley's sky blue train tearing them a new one, could they? Okay, it was only 1-0, and it was a last-minute goal by Quinny on 90 minutes. But hey, it finally took City to third from bottom after 14 games, with poor old Bolton and Coventry now below us, which must have been shocking for them. Never mind us. Paul Hinds summed it up. The joke's over as Ball's boys look up. Gwynless Blues off the bottom. Yeah, and an upbeat Mr. Ball on his Bowley's verdict in MEM. It was a long time coming. We were worthy winners. As always, Wimbledon set out their stall to make things as tough as possible for us. They get everybody behind the ball and they are hard to break down. We had to throw a bit of caution to the wind in the second half, and there was always a danger of being caught on the break. That nearly happened when one of their forwards broke clear, but the save from Ike Immel was really out of the top drawer. When you play against Wimbledon, you have to keep battering away at the door until it opens, and I thought my lads stuck to their guns. We had a bit of a good tune. We had a bit of good fortune with Niall's goal, which took a deflection off one of their defenders, but I'm not embarrassed about that. We have had enough bad breaks to last us all season. I've been in the game too long to get carried away by a couple of results. Yeah, good. Well said, yeah. But it's nice to prove wrong the people who were saying a few weeks ago that we were already dead and buried. I'm not too concerned about the climbing off the foot of the Premiership. My concern is about winning games. We have gone 3 games without defeats, and we have kept another clean sheet at home, which is very satisfying. I've known the referee for a long time and I've never had any complaints, but I have to say in my reports he had a poor match. But we won, so at least my comments won't be taken as sour grapes. Yeah, the referee that night, the Manchester Evening News, Paul Hinds gave him 4 out of 10. It was a gentleman called Paul Durkin, who I don't particularly remember, but we've never done well with referees anyway, have we? So that was the mighty Wimbledon destroyed, although I think they were 4 from bottom at the time. So it's, it wasn't saying much, was it? Next though, we had a team who I think they were 4 for 50 in the league at the time. We had high-flying Aston Villa visit us on the 25th of November, and it was a special day, and it was the opening of the new Kippax Street as well, and we had the wonderful Bert Troutman made one of his last visits to Main Road that day. What could go wrong? Well, nothing really, yeah, because another 1-0 hammering for City, another 1-0 demolition of the opposition, thanks to a kinky goal this time, but not as late as Niall Quinn's 90th last time. It was 85 minutes. Kincladze scored the only goal of the game. So the headlines said it all. Clinky striker, City in great shape. King Georgie, Kinky the main man, new Kippax opened in style. As Bowley and City finished November with 3 wins and a draw. Absolutely amazing. Tearing teams apart and moved to a nosebleed height of 4th from the bottom. So we're out of the relegation zone. Absolutely fantastic. We'd now added poor QPR to those below us, so that the embarrassment for poor QPR as well. Bowley's comments again. Bowley's verdicts after the Villa game. That is what English soccer is at its best is all about. Full marks to Villa. They came here hoping to get all 3 points and move even closer to the top of the Premiership, and they made a huge contribution to a wonderful game. I thought in every aspect my players were superb. We kept a clean sheet for the 4th home match in a row, but we kept going forward, looking for the winner from start to finish. I don't like singling out players because basically this was a tremendous team performance on our part, but Kincladze was absolutely outstanding. He's only 22 and he represents the sort of future which myself and Chairman Francis Lee want for City. Most people only see Kinky on match days. I work with him day in, day out, and believe me, he's a fantastic talent. It was a bewildering experience for him when he first came here from Georgia, but his impact is growing by the week. But as well as he played, the game wasn't just about him. I thought our other 2 midfield lads, Lomas and Flitcroft, were terrific. Niall Quinn had another superb match. What pleased me more than anything was the way we played. The lads now know what I expect from them, and I couldn't have asked for more. Of course, I'm grateful for the 3 points, but even if we had drawn, I wouldn't have been too disappointed because I can see that things are finally starting to take shape. So an optimistic Mr. Ball there. He's confident as he's up for it, isn't he now? I mean, this is it. This is glory, isn't it? This is upwards and upwards for as far as City's concerned. You know, a 1-0 win even followed that. I mean, we're not talking about December now. We're just talking November with our 3 wins and a draw. Fantastic. But we even managed a 1-0 win at Ellen Road on the 2nd of December for Mr. Jerry Creaney. But to cap it all, just before that match, we see there was that strange 4-word achievement for our manager, wasn't there, from the very clever and intelligent people who decide these things at Carling Premiership organisation. So it was Alan Ball, November 1995, Manager of the Month. Absolutely stunning, well deserved, absolutely, winning 3 games, drawing 1. 3 of those were at home, mind you, and by a total aggregate score of 4-1. I mean, we absolutely demolished them, didn't we? Journals Paul Walker and Kevin Hughes sort of summed it up a bit nastily. I mean, you know, not like journalists to pick on City, is it? But they said, don't laugh, folks. Alan Ball, boss of Music Hall Jokes, Manchester City, how rude, has been voted Manager of the Month, the cheeky sods. I mean, I don't know who these guys were. I mean, obviously not keen City fan journalists, are they? But what did Mr. Ball say? Well, Mr. Ball said of the award, it's great for the club and it's a reflection of what we have all achieved this month by pulling together, said Ball, who had previously won the awards 3 times. See, there you go, he's won the World Cup as well, with Portsmouth and once with Exeter. You have to stand together in this game as there can be some really dark times. But everybody in the club has responded to the challenge. We all appreciate the loyalty of the fans and the people who pass you in the street and shout their encouragement. That did make me laugh. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did, Alan. Yeah, I'm sure some did. Yeah, but I'm sure it wasn't always encouragement. Yeah, so that was Mr. Ball commenting after he got the award. There wasn't any big fuss. I mean, the programme after the award was given, there's no big fuss in the programme about it. There's no big pictures and massive thing about Mr. Ball getting... There was a job to be done, wasn't there, at the end of the day? Even we know, don't we? It's all going to go pear-shaped even from that stage. I mean, of course it did go pear-shaped, didn't it? After the good win at Leeds, you know, we only managed another 5 wins all season, so that was culminated in the need, of course, typical City, of just to beat a little team called Liverpool at Main Road on the 5th of May 1996 to stay up. Again, I was there with my lad. As we know, that's another sad, typical City day, City tale in Manchester City's history, unfortunately. Our horrible histories. That'll be a new thing I'm doing, Manchester City horrible histories, just for a bit of fun as well. It's good to look back at these and have a laugh, isn't it? So, yeah, all I can say really at the end of that, thanks for joining me for this Moments in Time covering November 1995, an unbeaten month for City, which, you know, we didn't get many of those in those days. But better known as a month that Alan Ball won Manager of the Month at our fantastic, great club. Did I mention he'd won the World Cup as well? Anyway, thanks for watching. Please check my links on screen. If you're into movies and TV dramas, etc., I do vlogs on movies and TV dramas, information vlogs as well on DVD releases, etc. So if you're interested in that, please follow or friend me on Twitter and Facebook, and every couple of days I check and I follow and friend everyone back, and I stick stuff on there that I don't necessarily put on the vlog, so that'd be absolutely fantastic. And my little day job, if you can get onto my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com, for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 90s and 2000s, and some board games on there as well. That's absolutely fantastic. And even if you only follow a link and have a look around, that's good for my Google Analytics and my search engine information. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this Citizen vlog, an episode of City Past Moments in Time. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments any memories you've got of that time. Obviously, not the greatest memories, were they? But hey, it's good. You've got to look back. As I said, history. The history's not always good things, is it? And I like to do my fair share of these. Well, it wasn't bad, was it? I mean, it was an award. It was something won. So it wasn't exactly a horrible history moment. So that's why I'm not classed it as a horrible history moment. Well done, Alan Ball, Manager of the Month for them. But we all knew how it panned out from there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please, whatever you're going to do this day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other. And all I can ask for you is to please stay safe, Blues, until you join me again on another Citizen vlog, past or present. Bird is saying goodbye for now. Thanks for watching.